Good evening. Once again, we return to the story of Caius, Spellsword, Dunmer,
Hello.
You're still speaking. Stop.
Eternal Champion,
You're still speaking. Stop.
former head of the Blades in Vardenfell, Champion of Cyrodiil, Nerevarine, Auditor of the Great Houses of Morrowind, Chosen of Sheogorath, finest courier in Tamriel, and sometimes dealing with NPC dialogue. So, I know I had to end a little abruptly last time. I need to just take a second here and see which quest I'm back on.
Angry over Thadon's replacement as the Duke of Mania, Syl has betrayed Sheogorath and joined the forces of Order. According to Syl, Order has already taken the Fringe. I should travel to the Fringe and investigate her claims.
Ah yes, I remember now. And yes, there's a few side items in the city. I hope to get to them, but this seems a little more important. Wait, really? Oh, acrobatics, it's different. Alright, where are we headed?
The saints stand strong, Your Grace. Mad God's blessings, Your Grace.
Alright, that gives me a reason to keep going through Bliss. So at this rate, we've gone down this path a couple of times. I suspect we probably won't run into too many combat encounters. But I also don't think that's the worst thing in the world. I'd like to try and make a little bit of progress on our goals. I'm trying to figure out how I feel about some of the combat in this, because in one sense, it's definitely more challenging. But I'm not entirely sure making me, hit the enemy a significantly higher number of times is translating to that much extra entertainment. Obviously I've definitely been encountering the feeling that I get paralyzed after a series of hits, even though my block is at the maximum value. On the other hand, I've also gotten very accustomed to just sort of stomping everything I run into, so clearly that wasn't working well either, so maybe a balance in between. don't have much reason to be here, but one thing I'm curious about, because this is very clearly in the realms of mania. Actually, killing the summon is a better call. So I just wanted to see if any of those matrices are available. Cool. So as fun as that was, I'm thinking maybe I should head back here another time. I feel like this is probably a place I'm going to wind up later on. If not, we can always come back.
Saints, stand strong, your grace.
Try not to get too distracted by the extras locations on the map. I would assume for the most part that doing the quests would lead us to interact with most of this. I think I might be off the path, but... Alright, that's a bit unusual. Ah. This is probably not the intended path, but it does the trick. I suspect we'll be switching swords soon. So if I can find four fights, that'll give me my greater weapon. Alright, let's see what we're up against.
I've arrived at the Fringe to find that it has been completely conquered by the forces of order. Pass wall may have been attacked. I should take a closer look.
Well, Sheogorath, I think that's supposed to be them. Did rather well in terms of not hitting allies, so that's a plus.
Your Grace, a dark time has been thrust upon us. Passwall is under attack. We are outmatched and outnumbered. At first light, the spire at the center of town became active. Immediately, the area around it began to crystallize and change. Soon after that, the sky darkened and the nights came.
Tell me about the knights.
The knights are relentless. They do not tire, they do not fear, and they do not stop coming. They appear out of nowhere at the base of the spire. We kill 5 of them, 5 more come. We've lost too many of the Orioles already. I fear that we will not be able to hold the town for much longer.
What's the spire?
You've seen the spire in Passwall. It is believed to be a monument from times past, but its true purpose appears to be more sinister. It appears to be a source of power for these invaders. A portal or some sort of gate. I don't know. If we cannot disable or destroy it somehow, I do not think that we can stop this invasion.
What can we do to stop this?
I have an idea how we might be able to stop them, but for now we must survive. I've been losing Orioles with each attack, and I'm down to nothing but men. We are pinned down here. If we lose, the gates of madness will fall. If the gates fall, the enemy will flood into the Isles. We will be helpless to stop them. But now that you've arrived, perhaps we can slow them down.
What must we do?
We cannot talk now. We don't have very long until the next wave arrives. Even though I have served with these Orioles for centuries, as the Duke of Mania, it is your right to command the troops. Command them if you will, or leave it to me. Either way, make haste. Our time is short.
How do I issue orders?
Speak to each of the Orioles to give them your orders. The front line will arm themselves with axes of war. They will hold the line against the enemy's charge. Those who you designate as archers will head to the rear and keep their distance when the enemy draws close. Those with blades and shields will hold the flank. When the enemy draws close, they will close in and attack.
I trust your judgment.
I thank you for your trust. In your name, and for the sake of the Shivering Isles, I shall not disappoint you. Inspect the battlefield and provide what aid you can to the troops. Speak with me when you feel that they are ready for battle. Form up! By the staff, we will not allow this town to fall. Are you prepared for battle, Your Grace?
Like a few moments.
Provide what aid you can, but I beg you to make haste. The enemy does not wait long between attacks.
Something tells me they will wait until I have a conversation with you.
We will keep fighting until the last of us is dead.
Tell me about the knights.
The knights began arriving shortly after the spire activated. They seem to have no interest in pushing us back, only in killing those who resist.
And Passwall?
Passwall has served as an outpost for our defense of the realm for millennia.
Tell me about the spire.
It seems to be the source of their power. Desha may know more. Vengeance will be ours.
I've talked to Desha about what has happened to Passwall. Order has been attacking the town non-stop. She's asked for my help in protecting the Passwall. I should provide what aid I can and speak to her when I'm ready.
It's not telling me their health, so...
Have you provided the soldiers with aid? We have little in the way of supplies here. No healing, no restoration. If you have done all that you can, are you prepared to face the enemy?
More time.
Time is short, Your Grace. We cannot know when the next attack will come.
It does really seem to be pushing me on helping people, so... I don't remember what the other heal was, so... So she just gave them all front line, huh?
Have you provided the soldiers with aid? We have little in the way of supplies here. No healing, no restoration. If you have done all that you can, are you prepared to face the enemy?
They stand ready.
The enemy will be upon us soon. May the blessings of our Lord protect us all.
Forces of Order are advancing on Passwall. We must defeat them all.
Here they come.
Ah! What do you mean you don't have way and then they totally have restore? Yeah.
Back to your positions. Don't break.
I'm aiming for the feet just so I don't kill my own people.
The forces of knights attacking Passwall have been eliminated. I should speak to Orig Dacia about the situation.
Looks like we didn't lose anyone either, so.
Victory is ours. For the moment. We must discuss our next move. The Spire is obviously their source of power. This battle will not end until we find a way to shut it down.
How do we do that?
I am not certain, but do not lose heart. I have an idea.
Does it have
The
something to do
ruins
with
of
the heart?
Zedaphan run under Passwall. The entrance to the south of the town has been sealed for centuries. One of my scouts reported that the ruins have been opened recently, and a number of these knights are now guarding the entrance.
Did you send the scout inside?
I did, and she did not return. I can only assume that she was caught and killed.
Tell me what you're thinking.
If we attempt to assault Zedaphan, Passwall will be overrun and we will lose the Fringe. Additionally, our forces are dangerously thin. We have no idea what opposition may await us inside.
So what are you suggesting that I do? So you were suggesting that I go?
Your insight is impressive. While we draw their attention here, you should be able to slip inside Zedaphan. Once inside, search for the source of the Spire's power. It must be underground somewhere. Once you find it, destroy it. Good luck, Your Grace. May the truth light your way through the darkness. The Knights are relentless. We are the only thing standing between them and the total destruction of the Fringe. This town has stood on the edge of the Shivering Isles since they were born from the mists of time. For our purposes, it serves as a defensible outpost. That is, against typical enemies who can know fear, intimidation, and hopelessness. You've seen the spire in Passwall. It is believed to be a monument from times past, but its true purpose appears to be more sinister. It seems to be a source of power for these invaders, a portal or some sort of gate. I don't know. If we cannot disable or destroy it somehow, I do not think that we can stop this invasion. Go.
Alright, I just need to put something on charge. I'll be back in just a second. technically not working now, but I figured it'd not be a bad idea to put the phone on charge so I don't have to do that in the morning.
The Golden State commander, Aureg Desha, has a plan to retake Passwall. I need to slip through the gate into the ruins of Zedaphen while her Golden States distract the knights. They will continue to hold the line at Passwall. I have to use this opportunity to slip into Zedaphen to find the Order's source, or to find Order's source of power.
I may not be able to repair now.
I made my way into the ruins of Zedaphen. I must seek out the spire's source of power and find a way to deactivate it.
Gotta be getting close to that limit on flawless pearls. Yeah, just one more. Heh, morons. Actually, we need to help my allies. Oh, please tell me that doesn't cancel the... So it's not counting the, it's not counting the kills, so I'm going to assume that it's okay. If they're gonna wait to engage me, I'm happy to oblige them.
Yes, upon you, fool.
So I'm intrigued by the fact that they decided to stop attacking temporarily when I took the robes off. Actually gonna try something. Oh, that's not good. This is worth a try.
My nerves are
This land could do with it.
My armor's broken, so getting knocked down really hurts like that. Sorry, getting knocked down like that really hurts. Or they just keep coming, don't they? Trying to get some of my arrows back. It's getting a little ridiculous. Did I just take out all my healing? Looks like it. invigorating. Just trying to see if I can recover any of those arrows that I misfired. Guessing no. Oh! We meet again. Actually, at this point. Well, let's wait till it's greater. Actually, I guess when it's greater, it'll have the, not the recharge. What? And I think that was out of my, I think that was it getting knocked out of my hands. I think that was me switching to the bow. That's a shame, because I actually rather like this weapon. Except for the very weird mechanics of what counts as, taking a life. I think I'm probably okay with the rule, just the really odd stuff, like if you get it knocked out of your hand, but only while you're counting up, or if you equip a different weapon. Those seem weirdly inconsistent.
I've discovered the source of the Order's power. An obelisk is having its power amplified by the spire that leads to the center of Passwall. I must find a way to shut down the obelisk.
Just did it with your sword a few times. Who the heck are you?
It's you. I remember you. What are you doing down here? How did you get past the knights?
I fought them.
When they attacked, I ran from Passwall. They didn't say a word. They just started killing. The screams. By the staff, you can't imagine the screams. Fellas and I slipped down here thinking we'd be safe, but no, we landed right in the middle of them. Fellas ran off with them and left me to die. Me! That ingrate, disloyal cur. Imagine leaving me here all alone.
They took Fellas?
I didn't say they took him. He went with them. I've heard his voice a few times around here. I think he joined them.
Why haven't you tried to escape?
Every time I look for a way out, I get twisted
They
around
pull
and
me
end
back
up
in.
back here. But I'm too smart for them. You seem to have no trouble, though. Look at you. Barely a scratch. You'd be the perfect person to protect me.
It's very dangerous here.
This place is a nightmare. Knights everywhere, these priests, and whatever they've done to fellas. Listen, those people in Passwall need me. Can you imagine how they'd ever get along if I died down here?
Sure, come with me.
I'll do what I can to help. I like to hurt things. Maybe I can hurt these damn knights.
If you can just give me a second here, I'm getting a message just off on the other screen. I just want to make sure. Just one more minute, please. Okay, sorry about that.
Hello? Who's there?
Oops.
Can we get out of here?
Stay here. I'll be back.
Stay here? What's wrong with you? I'll be killed. Take me with you, please.
Sacre bleu! mean, by the nine. That is taking kills from me. Oh my. We're gonna reevaluate this.
Can we get...
Stay here, I'll be back. Alright, well, I'll have to do for now. Oh, no! I'm not even... Yeah, I'm reloading whenever that
Can we get
happens.
outta here?
This is such a complete pain. I'm just, at this point, I'm not, I'm not considering, multiple batches of meeting the condition as acceptable. Alright, now I think, what are you doing? What's the point in telling someone to stay put if they're just gonna run Leroy Jenkins style into the fight?
I've overloaded the obelisk and collapsed the spire. The caverns are now coming down around me, and I must escape before I'm trapped.
I'm not leaving it behind.
I don't mind talking down to your level.
Alright, I'm
Can
leaving
we
it
get outta
behind.
here?
Follow me.
Let's just hurry this up, please.
Doesn't exactly really inspire the sense of urgency that I think it's intended to. This freaking game. Let me guess, I'm gonna have to. This never works, by the way. Like, I don't know why they put it in as a tip. So priority number one, let's make sure that I'm actually getting credit for...
Yes, what is...
Okay, so I don't get credit for this anyway.
Can we get out?
Follow me.
Let's...
So first of all, let's see whether or not this actually grants. Let's see whether or not this actually counts as a kill. Nope. It's just a little practical joke from the game.
Stay away.
Oh, this is so idiotic. Like, I don't even know if there was some point where I was supposed to save. I mean, this at least makes sense. You can't really expect to survive through something like that, but honestly, at this point, like, why engage with any of this? might be a bad save to do. I could insta-kill.
Ah! Ah! Well, look at this. I found the key. Ah! Oh! Here's something over here.
I don't get to hear any more music. It's just gonna remind me of my failures.
I've survived the collapsing ruins of Zedefin. I should seek out Orig Desha and ask her how the battle above ground went.
I'm going to stay here and help rebuild this place. These fools need me.
So that was, I'll admit, that was an interesting quest, and then it just sort of face planted when the chase went through. Would have been nice to get the credit for the kill, but
I cannot believe it. You survived. We were certain that your light had been lost. I apologize for doubting you, Your Grace. You are a most worthy leader, perhaps the greatest warrior to ever hold the seat of Mania. But I fear that our work is not yet done. The area is still overrun with knights that were not destroyed in the Spire. You should return to the palace and speak with Sheogorath. Ask him how he plans to defend this realm.
Paswell has been liberated, and the forces of order have been defeated. I should speak with Sheogorath.
should have been happy about the crossover for the weapon, but I'm not. It's gone from something kind of exciting to something that just becomes a source of frustration. Not sure about the choice to make you walk across the entire island. I mean, the one thing I will say, at least as far as the Mania path, which is pretty much not the only, but the main one that I've gone through, it is really, really nice. I knew it. It is really nice to walk around, so there is that bonus. Should have got the soul gel. Sorry, soul trap. Yeah, this is definitely not the right path. But that doesn't mean that's any better. Alright, so where did I go wrong here? So this path leads me to Dunroot Burrow. Really? Alright, well. Practicing a bit of mysticism on the road.
Mad God's blessings, Your Grace.
Guess I should add Duke of Mania to my list of titles at the start. Really do like the design of all, like just the way it all looks. The way the windows, the flames, all of those little details.
Always a pleasure.
News of your success in the Fringe precedes you. To further cement the victory, I have an important task for you to perform.
Wouldn't expect anything
You
less.
will seek the assistance of Relmina Vernum in Zalselm to rebuild the Gatekeeper. You remember? The creature you killed to get in here. With the Gatekeeper restored and Zadillion in operation, we won't have to worry about anything getting in. Things already here are another matter. You'll need to speak with Relmina Vernum. She'll help you with your task. Strange woman has some unusual tastes. With that done, the Fringe should be secure. For now. I can feel things start to get a little hairy. And not in the good way, like on your head.
How's the Grey March doing?
It's all moving faster than I'd expect. And I'm good at expecting. Things are getting a bit thin. Get that Gatekeeper in place. And do it quickly! I'm not sure how much time I have left!
Does the Gatekeeper hold a grudge? And Jigleg?
He's almost here. I can feel it! You won't like him as much as me. He doesn't even carry a cane! More the giant bone-cleaving sword type of prince. If he's on his way, I'm on my way out. I already feel... not quite myself. Not quite someone else, but not quite myself.
Where will I find Relmina?
A powerful sorceress. Maybe a genius. And a complete lunatic. All in all, my kind of person. I brought her to my realm so she could continue to study her sixth element. Honestly, I didn't know there were 5 already. She's a bit obsessed with it. And with me. Makes dealing with her difficult. You shouldn't have any problems, though. No one likes you that much.
It's about the Gatekeeper.
It's essential. Simply essential. If only it were essentially simple, but it's not. I want him there guarding those gates. If any of Jigleg's forces show up, he should be ready for them. It wouldn't do to just let them in if more show up. And more always show up. Still and all, I think things are going well, considering. Go talk to Relmina in Zalselm. Tell her you're working for me. Oh, she'd do anything for me, that little minx. Send Relmina my love. That'll get her going.
They really like dragging me around the island. Okay. I'm gonna try and do a full-length episode this time, but I do need to get some more tea, so I'm gonna take a quick second to put the kettle on and make the tea, and I'll be back. Sorry, I need another minute. Sorry about the wait there. So, I've misplaced a book, and I was hoping to try and find it while I was waiting for the water to boil, but no luck. Okay. It actually seems like going through Dementia is a slightly better path. I wonder, is there anything I want to sell? Sort of, yes, but not, like, not a lot.
Mad God's blessings, Duke of Mania.
I did that. Can never find my way around this place.
Yes.
I mean, it's not the athletics I want, it's the acrobatics now that I know I can do a proper dodge. I want to be able to use my skills. I get so used to not having to worry about crashes that I'm actually trusting the game. My bad. Already going the wrong way, apparently. Should have got this hole. That's really a grand soul. Something else must have gone in there. nice to get control of my character back. I'll also take a chance to get some repairs in. Excuse me. I keep forgetting that if I draw if I sheath my weapon, I have a little bit more speed. Oh, one of these again. So I'm only 3 away, but we'll see what adventures the game has in store for me. TV. Ah! Alright, so that should cover me for the next period. So I want to go kind of the opposite of where the main road's going. At least for now. I can always head off the roads and just plow ahead, but I like to explore where I can. Wondered what a flesh Atronak looks like. Now I've seen it. It's tempting, but honestly, do I want to try and, like, manage the weight? Not really. I keep trying to capture the souls, but I never actually put them in the. I never put them in the weapon. Nope. Didn't want to fight two of those again, but. get some repairs in first. So it looks like this is going to be a bit of a slog, just due to the nature of the enemies. Then standing still and healing is going to be a little bit better for my fatigue, just because, you know, I'm not draining, or not draining, but I'm not lowering the rate by running. That's neat. It's a bit of a digression, but I figured I'll take on the Flesh Antronak when I'm ready. Right, okay. I just want to make sure that I'm seeing the same places. This sounds like the kind of room you really shouldn't open, but... It's a hunger in one of the bone creatures.
Experiment setup and hypothesis: Hunger versus Shambles with Elven Catalyst. While generally an even match, these two Shambles versus a single Hunger... Experiment setup and hypothesis: Hunger versus Shambles with Elven Catalyst. While generally an even match, these two Shambles versus a single Hunger, previous experiments have indicated that the presence of a warm body causes the Hunger to increase its ferocity. This territorial hunting imperative is completely lacking in the Shambles. They seek to destroy life, not devour it. In this case, I have confined a Hunger to his cage, while leaving an unspoiled High Elf female in viewing distance. Hungers seem to have a particular thirst for elf maiden blood, and this one, on the verge of flowering, should be a particularly irresistible morsel. I hypothesize that the Hunger will fight with greater force and precision in the upcoming battle. After I let the creature and elf maiden stew a while in each other's proximity, I shall return in a few days to run the experiment.
So again here, fighting the ads makes sense because of the extinguishing lives. This actually feels like decent progress. I've got the advanced version of my weapon, and we've been doing okay against the enemies. They're not using it. You can kind of tell when they wanted alchemy gear for like the environment, because they always give you a novice, even if you're in something like the Archmage's quarters.
Experiment setup and hypothesis. Weak old blood. I have paired up a hound and shambles of equal fighting capacity. However, I have recently drained the hound of its zombie blood and replaced it with blood extracted from a Breton corpse, which had lain for a week rotting in the hot sun. When I return, having let it acclimate to its new supply of vital fluid, I expect the hound will perform with much less efficiency than normal. Project Hound's Blood. Day 1 observations. My theory, stated before trial, is thus. Blending the most recent concoction of hound blood with that from a headless zombie will result in a beast with greater fury and resistance to pain. Test 1. Subject 1 has the current concoction, and Subject 2 has the new mixture. Battle 1. Subject 1 lasted approximately 1 minute before expiring, having done average amount of injury to Subject 2. Subject 2 seemed not to notice most of the injuries it received. Battle 2. After a drawn-out combat, Subject 1 killed Subject 2, but suffered near-fatal wounds. Subject 2 fought to the bitter end with the same energy it started with. Battle 3. Subject 1 went out very quickly. Battle 4. Subject 1 lasted less than a minute. Subject 2 took little injury. Test 2. Subject A and B both have standard blood. Subject C and D both have new blood. Battle 1. A versus B. Lasted just over a minute, both hounds suffering grievous injury and somewhat bothered by their wounds. Battle 2, A versus B, nearly identical results. Battle 3, C versus D, lasted over 2 minutes, both hounds suffering grievous injury. Neither seemed very winded or bothered by their wounds. Battle 4, C versus D, lasted under 1 minute, both suffering grievous injury. Neither seemed very bothered by their wounds. It seems my original theory was correct. In future trials, I will try watering down the headless zombie blood before adding it to the mixture, to gain some insight into the actual potency of the blood itself and determine how much of the additional effect is coming from its combination with the existing ingredients.
So I haven't been upstairs. Oh, interesting. Okay, I'll head back up those stairs, but it seems there's more for me to explore here.
Experiment setup and hypothesis. Reptilian appetite conditioning. I have raised these Ballywogs and Scalen together, from hatchling to adult. I inflicted great pain on them when they were aggressive towards each other, and rewarded them when they showed aggression towards others. They have since acquired an almost familial bond, normally expressed in warm-blooded creatures. See previous experiment logs for details. For For the last month, I had been starving them in separate cages, allowing them occasionally to eat, but only tiny amounts of reptilian flesh. I've procured a fatty Breton of previously luxurious lifestyle. There is not an ounce of muscle on him. He should be a most tempting snack, indeed, a most tempting stack, indeed, but we shall see. I shall return soon to run the experiment. There is still some time left to starve the reptiles until they are most desperate.
Yeah, I'm not pushing that button. I really would have thought I got a soul out of that.
Stepping softly, hiding in the shadows, you do everything in your power to remain undetected. You become an expert at sneaking. You can now move silently. Running or walking no longer affects your ability to remain undetected.
Oh.
We have much left to accomplish. Does this hurt more or less than last time?
Project Limb Removal, Day 12 Observations and Summary Conclusions. Day 12. Removing an arm from the young Wood Elf female made her fight all the harder for her life, despite being clearly outmatched. In previous battles, she fought much less bravely and to lesser effect. She lasted a full minute against my most angry of hounds before her throat was ripped out and I had to revive her. However, removing just the feet of the middle-aged Nord male made him despondent and without any will to defend himself, even against a lesser foe. So pitiful was the look on the face of his corpse that I decided to leave him be rather than resurrect him. After so many scientific years of study, I still cannot abide apathy. I'm sure that my aversion to pity has colored my findings, as I only make use of strong-willed test subjects. Though I suppose, flawed as my research may be, it is still more revealing and faithful than any has done before me. Summary conclusions. After studying the various combats between the test subjects in this project, I have concluded that, much as the pain threshold is inconsistent with a given species, so too is the effect of dismemberment. Whether beast or man, the removal of a limb, be it functional as a hand or peripheral as a tail, has varying effects on the subject, having to do more with individual temperament than with any biological or cultural endowment. Whatever the particular effect, it is substantial, whether it enhances a subject's tendency towards aggressiveness or passivity, or swings them to the other extreme, removing a limb has a profound effect on behavior. After reviewing my notes, I will attempt to catalog all the similarities and differences between the subjects and their responses. I may be able to offer Lord Sheogorath a guidebook detailing how to craft a better kingdom by removing various appendages from the bodies of its people.
How does this You! I remember you! You're the adventurer who slew my gatekeeper, are you not?
Yes, I slew him. I needed to get in.
The ends justify the means, do they? You'll pay
Look at this
for that
place.
one day. Now, by all means, come right in. Walk in here as if you own the place. By what authority do you disturb me?
By the authority of your Lord Sheogorath.
I see. Sheogorath is too important to come on his own account. He sends his mortal lackey. Well then, I trust my servants didn't give you too hard a time getting in here? What is it Sheogorath's lackey requires of me?
A new gatekeeper is required, my lady.
Ah, your tone is more in line with my station. Please continue.
Will you lend us your powerful magic?
Yes, powerful magic indeed. It is proper that you bid me kindly, lest I show you the meaning of pain and suffering. Alas, I am still distraught over the destruction of my sweet child. I cannot return to his womb. You must do this. You will travel to the gardens of flesh and bone. There you will gather mystical components needed for the ceremony. Go fetch me blood liqueur, osseous marrow, dermis membrane, and essence of breath. And take this key. It will allow entry into the gardens and give you direct access to my sanctum.
Tell me about those components again.
You will travel to the gardens of flesh and bone and collect for me these things. Blood liqueur, osseous marrow, dermis membrane, and the essence of breath.
How do I collect these?
Are you not the exalted Duke, slayer of the great gatekeeper, champion of our mighty lord Sheogorath? I'm sure you'll be able to find these things. If not, perhaps Sheogorath's faith in you is misplaced. Go now. You try my patience.
Tell me about the components again.
Bring me blood liqueur, osseous marrow, dermis membrane, and the essence of breath.
Where's the garden?
For many years, I labored painstakingly in those gardens until my back bent and my soul became crooked. But the fruits born of that labor were the essential components of true flesh. You will go there and gather the components needed to bring my new child into this world.
Can we talk about what's going on here?
Oh, you mean my research subjects? Don't trouble yourself with their fates. They're volunteers of one sort or another. Besides, they are furthering important research into the nature of pain and suffering, of life and death. Don't be concerned. I always return the worthy ones to life. Besides, Lord Sheogorath has sanctioned my studies and my methods. Any loyal servant of the Mad God would respect his decision in this matter.
Set them free. Stop torturing them.
I know your type. You believe yourself better than everyone else. You persecute genius when you find it because we are able to see around the sharp corners of your simplified morality. I see the vast horizons of thought while you cannot see past the tip of your own nose. I can grant the guilty the cleansing fire of retribution so they may die purified of soul. And I can grant the worthy everlasting life. And what can you offer the world except the hot air escaping through that hole in your head?
I command you to stop.
Out of deference to my Lord Sheogorath, I will allow this outburst. In fact, I will acquiesce to your request. But only if you can prove to me the sincerity of your position and the depth of your conviction. Are you willing to trade places with these souls? To bear the full weight of their pain and afflictions? Weigh this question carefully.
Yes, I will suffer in their stead.
Are you sure? You will not easily heal the damage done to you. This is a permanent sacrifice you are making. In fact, it is likely you will die. Perhaps you had better reconsider.
Well, if you want to doom the realm, I am determined to make the sacrifice.
Truly? Very well. I wasn't quite finished with them. But as long as you remain in Sheogorath's favor, I will not conduct experiments on these people.
I'm ready.
Very well. This might hurt a little.
Well, it did say it's permanent. I think I'm going to have to reload off of that, sadly, because I don't really see a way forward. I guess I can try restore strength, but if I look at active effects, it doesn't really... Oh. Oops. That's not what I meant to do. All right. I'm actually just gonna make a quick note here. I'm gonna have to reload this anyway, but I obviously missed this. I think I've already read that.
Unproductive musings. Today I intended to continue my research into the effect of pain on the host of unborn, in this case the middle-aged pregnant Breton female. And yet, no matter how many times she was ripped apart and resurrected, I simply could not bring myself to the requisite attentiveness Ciri's study demands. Rather than the usual precision of observation, my faculties seemed possessed of a particular poetic sensibility, so that, rather than dutifully logging each scream and twitch of agony, I seemed transported by her cries to some other place. I became sheltered within a tapestry of tranquility, woven from the screams of the Breton's anguish warped against the grunts and choking of the beasts in shambles that toyed with her. It was there, in that spot, my soul naked and clean, that I came to a sense of clarity. And like all, dare I say, religious experiences, returning to my murderous senses, I am left with little more than a faded memory of supernal knowledge, like a burned parchment on which once were written words of wisdom and understanding, of which now only torn and blurred fragments remain. The harder I try to remember that innate knowledge, the more it seems to recede from me. The essence that remains is this. Pain is a force that purifies, ennobles, and uplifts. It is the fire that burns away impurities, that melts away imperfections. Death is not the sign of weakness, nor bodily constitution the sign of strength. It is what happens to soul when brought into the fire that determines the mettle of men. Those with inner strength are forged into weapons of devastating keenness by pain's fire. Those who are undeserving and weak turn to dark and lifeless ash in its heat. And there it stands in all its inscrutability. So much for an unproductive day. Perhaps tomorrow will lead to more fruitful experiments.
No way. I'm never talking to you ever again. After she found out what I told you, she... You have no idea what pain is until she... Just leave me alone. Go away.
You!
Sorry to skip over these, but we spent some time on it already.
Wait! Sheagora! Oh, don't... I... Are...
I don't really get to talk to anyone, I guess. Oh, I forgot endurance.
No way.
Trying to find her again.
Sheagoroth's Duke or not, you try my patience. Are you confused about your task? Did you like that? Pain can be pleasure. You enjoy being in pain, do you? Here, I'm sure you'll enjoy these then. Away with you, dog, and fetch me those components.
Alright, let's see what she gave me.
Manacles of Pain, drain endurance, 10 points on self, fortify strength, 5 points on self, fortify willpower, 5 points on self, drain intelligence, 10 points on self. Presumably, you already do not have a lot of intelligence if you put those on your own.
Ah, actually, that's quite close to where we need to be, so... I think in this case, taking a shortcut will be alright. So I think we had the option of going into these gardens to take out the Bone Watcher in the first place. But I don't think I ever actually took the opportunity. I really do like, so the environment of the Shivering Isles on its own is really impressive, but I also really like,
Everything is just so desolate. My inn is ruined, and oh, it's terrible.
the,
See you.
just the way the, I love the sudden change of mood. Just the way that Order looks. Like to see the transformation of the Shivering Isles with the Grey March is really interesting. Did I find it? So I know it advised that running doesn't really change anything as far as my... By the 9. Down boy.
Stepping softly, hiding in the shadows, you do everything in your power to remain undetected. You've become an expert at sneaking. You can now move silently. Running or walking no longer affects your ability to remain undetected.
Okay, so either it doesn't notice me or it treats me different. Alright, so let's see how we can handle sneaking. May not be able to do it the whole way, but... Wow. Oh, okay, so it is an amber matrix. I think I seem to be missing something here. Oh, there we go. I was wondering what it would take. So apparently, as long as I don't let my speed overdo it on the on going downstairs, I'm basically invisible. I do want to drop down and see what's there, but I figure I'll explore first and then worry about the details later. I wonder if it was built that way specifically to so I'd have to do an encounter like this. I guess that didn't really get me anything, did it? Now I'm seeing the consequence of sneaking everywhere. Okay, so there are some parts that we haven't explored yet, but for the most part, we're okay. So I'm going to head back and see if I can pick up some of those items that were marked. Yeah.
I retrieved the dermis membrane.
So that time, it made sense to just queue up the soul gem right away. There we go. So if I recall correctly, yeah, you get the full charges. So of course now I have an incentive to actually go and seek out some fights. Alright, so we know this thing's protected against frost. But yeah, so in that other case, I knew I was going to... So, essentially I'm trying to avoid a situation where I put in more souls than it has the capacity for. Or charges than it has the capacity for, because it's one soul, many charges. And so in that particular case, because I was going to be fighting one after the other, it made a little bit more sense to queue it up there, whereas the other ones I try to wait till I do the last hit to fill up the soul gem. Apparently I don't know my own strength in some cases. Alright, so I'm gonna guess that this is, yeah, that's another map, so let's worry about what we've got in here first. I don't exactly want to dawdle, because there is a finite period of time in which I can collect the remaining 10, I think it's 10 lives. But if I can, I'd kind of like to get a full view of the map. Okay. That's why I can't see the rest of it. So if I went back out and around, that should actually...
I retrieved the osseous marrow.
So in this case, I'll actually make an exception. I'm just going to head straight to the door. Normally I'd go out and around to try and open up that passage, but in this case I think that's a bit of a waste of time. We've already got what we needed here, and it may not make us go through on the way out. Interesting. So I should probably prepare for a bit of a maze. It's a bit premature, but I can live with it. Alright, so apparently it's directly below me. Oh, I get it. I'm following for the essence of breath. Oh, maybe not. It looks like it's actually leading me off to a... Well, that's not necessarily true, actually. Figure I've got enough hunger tongues.
I have captured the essence of breath.
So I'm gonna guess the root's on the left. Yep. Man, I wish my blocks were as effective as some of these champions. This would be a great claymore to take, but I actually don't know what my count for the sword is. I should keep closer tabs on that number. We gotta be getting up there, though. There we go. As it turns out, I'm not actually invisible. Let's see if we can figure out this other maze. Will take me over the edge, sadly. That tome's helpful.
Do you wish to add Restore Agility to your spell list?
That's something I kind of want to lock in, so... That doesn't seem right. I know I have a tendency to open up a lot of chests I've already interacted with. Oh, hang on.
Ah!
Right, so the reason why I was running around was to try and find...
Ah! Oh! Ah! Ha! Ha! Ha!
Good lord, this thing's tough. Wish I had a little more discipline on my attacks to get the most of the... Oh, we're already out. Okay. I'm sure I've got some... That's already brought me in, sort of in compliance, but I'll just take a second here to make sure that I'm not carrying too much nonsense. I'm sure at some point we're gonna have to go back to Bruma, but today is not that day.
I've collected a vial of blood liqueur. I now have all of the items required by Relmina Vernim. I should return to her.
Alright, so it seems like I might have been... Well, I don't know, maybe... I have a feeling that there might be one section that I could have gotten some more... Nope, nope, this is the passage, okay. Definitely a very grim-looking place at night. So we're going to be wrapping up in just a little bit, but I figured I'd head into the next the next region, I noticed that the first couple of loads tend to be a bit slow in, like when starting a brand new game, or not, like when starting a new session. So I figure starting things off with so like loading into the game and then starting things off with a loading screen is probably not the height of entertainment. There we go. We're back in the realm of Mania. So I'm glad I finally got a full-length episode in. Thank you very much for watching. I'm sorry I was quiet for some of it, and otherwise taking care of other things, but hopefully I'm back on track. It is rather late, so I'm not going to go any further. But we'll see you next week. Have a good one until then.